Hey, what's up, everybody? It's Charles, and welcome you guys to another episode of the Dreamerspro Show, where we cover everything from sports, hot topics, classic, debates, entertainment, and we give you guys a fresh perspective on things and how we see them. And today we got a pretty interesting show for you guys. We want you guys to stick around for, so please make sure you like the video and subscribe to the channel. Now, let's talk about Kawhi Leonard and the Clippers. As y'all know, Kawhi Leonard is my favorite basketball player. Coming into this season, I had so many high expectations for Kawhi in the Clippers. I thought that the Clippers and the Golden State Warriors were going to be the two best teams in the Western Conference this season when it's all said and done. When the season started, the Golden State Warriors got off to a slow start. To be fair, they got off to a slow start, but they're beginning to find themselves. And the Clippers had all of the pieces in place to be very competitive. But then what happened? Kawhi ended up only playing 2 of the first 4 games, which was, in my opinion and opinion of many, already a bad omen. And what ended up happening? Of the 25 games that the Clippers have played to this point, Kawhi Leonard has only played 6 of them. Only 6 games. The first amount of time that he went out where he missed a lot of time was because of, I believe, ankle injury. That kept him out for about 6 or 7 games, if I'm not mistaken. And then all of a sudden, abruptly, a report came out that him and Paul George were going to be out indefinitely. And when that news came out, I was like, how is anybody supposed to be even interested in this team at this point? How? If you're the Clippers, how do you expect fans to still, be excited for this thing? And the Clippers are an organization that plays it very close to the chest. They keep all the information to themselves. They don't really share a lot of information with the public. So you're really just out there guessing, right? And with every passing day and every passing week, I just kept on losing a little bit more interest in this team, right? Because I'm like, I don't know what I'm getting. And it's very hard to have a prediction about this team when you don't even know if their star players are going to be there. That's just Kawhi. Of the 25 games this season, Paul George has only played 17 of those games. So Paul George himself has been missing time. So what happened? Yesterday, right before tip-off, I got a notification that Kawhi Leonard is going to be playing in a game. To be honest with you, was I excited? Not really. Was I relieved? A little bit. So I turned on the game with a skeptical eye. I was watching the game and I was looking at him. He looked like himself, but as I was watching him play, it looked like I was watching preseason Kawhi. If you ever watch Kawhi Leonard in the preseason, you can tell that he's really spending a lot of his time working on his wind, kind of getting in shape, pacing up and down the court. He's not really exerting himself too much. He's just trying to probably get himself into game shape. So you can't judge preseason Kawhi with regular season Kawhi, because I've seen the difference when a regular season game starts and he just bumps it up to another level. I felt like I was watching preseason Kawhi Leonard. He wasn't very aggressive. I think he finished, at the end of the first half, if I'm not mistaken, I believe Kawhi ended up having, I believe he had 8 points by the end of the first half. And then I think the Clippers went into the half with about a 10 or 9 point lead. And I was like, okay. Kawhi's not really playing aggressively, but they're still winning. So I'm like, all right, I don't know how I'm exactly supposed to feel about this game. Then I kind of tuned out for a little bit, tuned on, and then I saw that the Charlotte Hornets had pretty much taken the lead. And I'm like, what? And then at one point, I think they finished the third quarter, 80-71. The Clippers were down. And I was like, okay. And then I watched a little bit more, and then the game got close, and the Clippers kind of started clawing back into the game. And then as I was watching the game towards the waning moments of the game, Kawhi started showing flashes of who, many Kawhi fans already know who he is, right? He started hitting clutch jumpers, and he hit the game-winning shot, the go-ahead shot to win the game in the mid-range. Beautiful shot. Kawhi Leonard being Kawhi, right? He ended up finishing the game with 16 points. He shot 46.7% from the field. I like the fact that he took 15 shots. Of course, Paul George looked sensational in the first half. He did finish 0-3. He's shooting a terrible percentage from 3 this season. And you can't really blame him for that because he's not playing. So, Kawhi has absolutely no rhythm whatsoever. But it was good to see the Clippers get that win, although I don't think that it should have gotten to the point where you need your best player to bail you out in that particular scenario. They should have been able to beat that team handily. But that's what you get when you're missing your star players. They're constantly in and out of the lineup. You can't establish rotations. You can't really build chemistry, right? And I've been following a lot of channels on the internet, and people have been very, very critical of Kawhi Leonard, and I think is absolutely justified. Listen, I'm a fan, but I'm not. I have to be as balanced and as fair as I can, because I'm not just speaking for myself. There's an audience watching us here, so we have to be balanced. Otherwise, people won't take you seriously. The only people that take those type of people seriously, who can only come up with nice things to say about their favorite players, or say nice things occasionally, or criticize their favorite players occasionally, these are fanboys, right? They support people. All they want to hear is just the good news, right? I cannot be that. Otherwise, people lose. You lose all credibility. So a lot of the channels out there, like Too Raw for Sports, I think he was 100% correct. Because he wasn't criticizing Kawhi for his lack of ability. He was criticizing him for his lack of availability. So I totally understand that, right? And I'm not going to sit up here and push back on that, because they have a bloody point, right? So for me, it was very good to see him come back yesterday and hit a good shot. But let me talk about what I expect. To be quite honest with you, I'm not going to take the Clippers seriously and Kawhi seriously until I see these guys play. What's stopping Kawhi from playing the next 20 games? What's stopping him? What's stopping him? Right? Is Kawhi going to play at least 18 of the next 20 games? Then I'll be excited. I can't get excited because he came back for one game, hit a game-winning shot. I read a comment and somebody left. It was hilarious. Under the video, the highlight video, he goes, "Man, I love to see Kawhi. This is great to see Kawhi Leonard. He's such a great player that hit that shot. I can't wait to see him shoot another, have another fantastic game 1 month from now." Like, that's hilarious, but it's the truth. We've gotten to that point where we don't even know if we're going to see him play 5 games in a row. And as a Kawhi Leonard fan, y'all know this, it's just very, very disappointing, because you don't know when to start cheering. And it has nothing to do with this basketball game. We're just talking about his availability. So I would like to see him play 18 of the next 20 games. Is that going to happen? Probably not. The Clippers are probably going to put out some report, oh, they're out nursing this or they're nursing that. So how can you get excited, right? To me, it's very unclear. It remains unclear what I'm getting with Kawhi Leonard. And as a Kawhi fan, it's hard to root for him. In terms of the Clippers, I hope they figure it out, because now I think if we're looking at the standings in the Western Conference, the Clippers are the number 6 seed, but that's nothing to clap your hands about, because the West right now, a lot of the teams have gotten off to a very slow start. For example, the Golden State Warriors are the number 10 seed, 10 seed, excuse me, but they're only separated by 1 loss in the loss column. Clippers have 11, the Golden State Warriors have 12. The Clippers lose one, next thing you know, they can drop down to 12 or 13. So there's nothing to be, celebrating about. And oh my God, there's nothing. The thing is teetering. It's still early, but it's teetering, and they've already played 25% of the game. So these are my thoughts and opinions on this. Sorry, I can't twerk it up for you, Kawhi. I can't do it. I need to see more. These are my thoughts and opinions. Whatever you guys think, please leave your thoughts and comments in the comment section, and we catch you guys on the next show. Peace.